Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Inside the Foul podcast brings you episode 31 with the opinions and perspectives of a couple best friends. And if you don't like that call, we've got 3 words for you. You're out of here. We are your hosts, just a couple of lost souls trying to figure out who might win it this year. Chris and Ethan.
Well, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. It's not my Braves. But I'm going to go ahead and say it. Instead of you're out of here, not your division. Because that's what's going to happen if you guys don't win soon.
Listen.
Because the tick-tock, the time is ticking.
It's scary out here for us right now. Like, the AL East is one of the closest races for a pennant right now.
Yeah, like you and Boston, 2.5 back from Toronto.
But see, here's the thing: we played Toronto this weekend.
Yeah. That could be
starts Friday.
That could be pretty scary because
you either mount a comeback for your division or you're ending up 5 games back.
Yes.
Yes. That's where the Yankees do not need to find themselves playing poor defense and getting themselves in a hole where all you have is the wild card to fight for.
Yeah, and it doesn't help who Boston plays this week.
Who's Boston got this week?
Arizona.
Oh. Well, currently as we're recording, they're playing the Guardians.
Yeah. As we're recording, but this weekend they were playing Arizona, followed by Sacramento. Because that's what I'm going to call them, because you never know what those little buggers are going to do out there as the A's.
That's the thing with the A's. The A's have been fun to watch this season.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's a lot of young talent, but they've been really fun to watch because, like, not just a single player is outstanding. You're getting the whole team to put together competitive outing after competitive outing, and they still don't look bad.
The worst part about the A's, they're kind of like a gnat here in Florida. No matter how you try to swat them away, they just keep coming back fighting. You know?
I wouldn't know. I'm in New Jersey, so right now it's not that bad.
You know, it must be nice. So, So, do you think your pitching matchup goes into this weekend lined up perfectly for this key series? That's the real question.
No. Well, okay. I say no, but Friday, I think we actually start with the top of our lineup or top of our rotation with Fried on Friday. The way it plays out right now, no. Wait a second, no, because Fried just pitched last night. I was gonna say Fried just pitched last night, so no, I don't like where this pitching matchup's gonna go because actually we started with Gill.
Well, the good thing is you won't have to face Beaver because Beaver is pitching tonight for Toronto as we're recording.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was going to say, if Fried is there... Hold on, who is pitching?
Fried probably won't pitch until Sunday or Monday, so probably not during the Toronto series.
As we're recording this to our listeners, Will Warren is pitching for y'all today against Houston.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah, I wouldn't pitch him again. Listen, I'd rather waste him.
Yeah. So Luis Gill's going to pitch on Friday, which could be a problem. We've gotten some rocky starts out of him since he came back from the IL, but all in all, you don't expect him to come back 100% right off the bat.
No.
But after that, after Gill, that's the bottom of our rotation. And I think it goes back to like Rodon or something.
Yeah, so it's going to be a very key moment as a Yankee fan. This could either start your weekend off hot, or it could just blow up your weekend.
Well, see, for our listeners that don't know, what makes it even worse is on Friday, since I am only an hour outside of New York City right now. Friday night, I'm going to the New York Yankees game against Toronto.
I believe this is your very first MLB game. So what is your expectations? We're going to pause for a minute. What is your expectations of never going into a major league game? What is your expectations coming in?
Well, think of it this way, okay? And I've already thought about this because it's the Yankees versus Toronto. Okay, we're playing right now some of the most competitive baseball for the pennant coming into the closing portions of the year. This game, I have a feeling, is going to feel like October baseball in New York.
Mm.
And honestly, it's a 7 o'clock game, so it's going to be late, and I'm going to hate my life the next morning flying back to Jacksonville. But you know what? It'll be worth it.
It will.
Um, because
Well, here's
I
the
think it's
one
just going to
advice I
have
can
that
give you.
atmosphere.
Well, I'm going to give you some advice. Hopefully it goes good for you because my first MLB game was Braves Pirates and it was 20-1. So it was a fun game, but it wasn't very competitive. I wish I would have got the competitive game, but I'm also glad they won the first time, so I wouldn't have been like, shouldn't have went to this.
So yeah, it's going to be my very first Major League Baseball game, and it's fitting that it would be the New York Yankees. Next year I get to do it with Dylan, so his first game will be a New York Yankees game if I can help it.
The real question is, if Stanton or someone misses the ball, is the inner coach in you going to come out and yell, or are you going to be the fan and boo them? That's the real question we need to know.
Well, see, I'm sitting in left field, so
Dominguez is going to miss the ball, or is it Stanton that's going to be out
that's
there?
the thing. Because last night Stanton played left field for the Yankees. So that's a good question. Let me get back to you after that happens in front of me in left field. Because I like Dominguez. Okay, I like Dominguez, but listen, if you got to get some of those, some of the easy ones.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, well, and it doesn't help that you play Boston coming up too.
Yeah. So
So
I mean,
that's
like it's key matchup after key matchup that the Yankees have to stay hot. Because I think we go Toronto,
so I'm
then we
pulling up y'all's
play
schedule. Let's see.
Boston, and then I think we play Detroit. Like our next 12
So
games are stacked.
your next 12 games are Blue Jays, Tigers, Red Sox, and then you play the Twins, Orioles, White Sox, Orioles to finish the season. So you've got to at least take 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays, and then you've got to hope you don't get swept by the Tigers.
And you got to hope that by the time you get to the White Sox, Orioles again, that we don't have to whoop the Orioles and sweep the Orioles all of those games to try to maintain any hold in the division.
Yes. Because let's see, who does Toronto play? Oh, what's funny about your game is it is Austin Wells football jersey giveaway night that night. So get there early.
I'll be standing in line at like 1 o'clock. Don't worry.
Smart man.
Gates open at like 6. So.
All right. So let's see, who does Toronto play coming up? So Toronto has you guys, Houston.
Ooh.
Then, hold on. Yeah, Houston, then Baltimore, then Tampa, then Kansas City, then the Red Sox, then Tampa. So unfortunately, their schedule's a little more competitive than yours.
Fair.
So if they can get the lead, you still think the Royals and Tampa aren't as competitive. They're more competitive, I would say, than the White Sox and the Orioles, but it's still winnable games.
Exactly.
So let's see, who do the Red Sox finish with? That could be the key point. Because
who do the Red Sox finish with?
Yeah, let's see. So this could come down to, I hate to say it, the last week of the season.
The AL East, probably. Yeah. I could see it happening.
So they have the D-backs this weekend. A's, Yankees, A's, Tampa, Blue Jays, Tigers. Oh, so they play the Tigers to end the season. So that's a.
But they can't really get any divisional help out of that game, so it should.
No, but here's the problem with them playing the Tigers. Tigers could rest everybody. Tigers could rest everyone because they're already in.
Well, fair, yeah. There's too much of a
give the
gap
guys a
at the
little,
Central.
give the guys a little everyday day off here and there.
Yeah.
Pitch someone that you don't care if you waste, or if
Yeah.
they have a bad outing, it's not someone that you're going to use in the playoffs, you know. So that's a key one. I will say we could touch on the AL Central, but
The AL Central's not being run by
yeah,
any
yeah, the
competitive
Tigers got a
team.
9.5 lead. I don't see that going anywhere.
Not with Cleveland losing to Boston last night.
Yeah.
And they're the closest competitor for that top spot.
The Royals are ahead of them by half a game.
Oh, never mind. I take that back. I didn't know that.
And then the next closest one is Houston, Seattle.
So that one, the problem is Seattle's on a downswing, and they have been for the last 12
I would add the Rangers in that too, because the Rangers are only 4.5 back. And they're 1.5 behind the wild card. So it's a really touchy thing going on. So you never know which one's going to go where.
My thing is the Dodgers have been losing games. They've been losing 5-5 in their last 10. And so they're only clinging on to a 2.5 game lead on the Padres. San Francisco's out. They're 8.5. It's not going to happen. Sorry,
Giants. Well, here's the problem with San Diego, though. You can't catch if you're going 3-7 in the last 10.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is who does San Diego and how does the Dodgers, how does the end of their season play out?
Okay, so I'm pulling up San Diego first. Let's see. So San Diego's schedule is starting September 5th. They have the Rockies, Reds for 3, Rockies for 4, Mets for 3, White Sox for 3, Brewers for 3, D-backs to end the season.
So why does that sound like that schedule right there is kind of stacked for San Diego to sweep at least 2 of those series?
I think they sweep the Rockies for 4. I see them sweeping the White Sox. The Reds, I could see them taking 2 out of 3. The Mets,
I can see the Reds
that's a toss-up.
Yeah,
the Brewers,
the
Mets and Brewers, that could go either way. I really think.
I think the Brewers are 4-6 over their last 10 games, and they're on a 2-game losing streak as of right now. Their division, you got the Cubs 5 behind them. So the problem is what does Milwaukee look like in a week and a half against San Diego? Because if they're losing now and they continue, Chicago could take over Milwaukee, and San Diego ends up boosting their odds going into the Dodgers, because I think the Dodgers, what is their schedule?
So their schedule is starting the 5th. They play the Orioles for 3, Rockies for 3. Then they play the Giants for 3, Philadelphia for 3, and then they travel home to play the Giants for 4. Then the D-backs for 3, and to end the season they play they're in Seattle.
Okay.
So that could be
that could be rough. That could be a lot rougher for the Dodgers, especially when they're not leading their division by much.
Yeah. So you brought up the Cubs, okay?
Cubs are only 5 games back.
And Milwaukee.
And they're getting healthy.
Well, here's where the Cubs are, okay? Their schedule, I feel like they're just playing bad baseball, okay? Because you could be doing a lot better. So last night, as we're recording this the 3rd, they beat the Braves.
Which is not that impressive.
Not bad. So they played the Braves again today. Then they play the Nationals starting Friday. Then they play the Braves again. Tampa for 3, Pirates for 3, Reds for 4, Mets for 3, Cardinals for 3 to end the season.
Outside of the Mets, they've got nothing but winnable series.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would.
And you're home against the Mets, so there's the one upside. You're home. Last week of the season, you get a day off before you play them. You need to take
Because
2 out of 3.
one thing I could say is the Mets seem to be coming up in a lot of people's end of season schedules, which does not bode well for the Mets.
No.
When you have the Phillies at a 6-game lead over you and they're playing as strong a baseball as they are.
Yeah, we'll have to touch on that in a second. So this is the Brewers schedule. Starting Friday, they play the Pirates for 3, Rangers for 3, Cardinals for 3, the Angels, then St. Louis, Padres, Reds to end the season.
See, that sets you up to only play 2 teams over 500.
Yeah, but here's the problem though. They have like 8 games straight without a day off.
Okay, so that could hurt.
Yeah.
That could hurt.
And they're all away games.
But what if they all get hot over those 8 days? Could you imagine the hitting streaks that could go on in 8 days?
Yes. Yeah. The problem is, so they play the Pirates starting Friday all the way till next Thursday is their last day off. And then they play St. Louis at home. Then they have the Angels against home, but then they travel to St. Louis, then to San Diego. So that's all away games. And San Diego might have something to prove that week. Last week of the season, got to do it.
I don't think they risk it if they're in position to keep the wild card, because right now the only teams in the wild card is Chicago, San Diego, and the Mets for the National League. And you've got New York, Boston, Seattle in the AL.
Yeah. Because let's see.
The race for wild card, I don't even think is as close as you would think.
So, which one do you want to do, NL or AL? I've got it pulled up.
I got NL right here.
So, the NL, Central, Brewers, East, Philly, Dodgers, West. Then you have the Cubs, 5.5 lead over San Diego. San Diego has a 1.5 over the Mets. Cincinnati is 4.5 back from the Mets, with the Giants 4.5, Arizona 6, St. Louis 6, Miami Marlins 10, Braves 12.5.
You could see a swap between Chicago and Milwaukee, and I think Milwaukee could fall to the second place NL wildcard spot if it happens. But I don't see teams like Cincinnati or San Francisco making it in, just because like Cincinnati has such a strong, heavy schedule going into the end of the year.
Yeah, but here's where I see the Giants could actually catch them. The Giants out of besides the Cubs, the Giants are the only one on a winning streak. San Diego has lost 3 straight. Mets have lost 1. Cincinnati's lost 1, where the Giants are on a 3-game winning streak.
And they're 9-1 over their last 10.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that they play a lot of Colorado games coming up.
That's the thing. Poor Colorado. They're going to finish the year with less than 50 wins. They're 39-100 right now.
Yeah.
And that they don't even get a good draft pick off of this season.
Nope.
Like,
not
you
at
just
all.
had a really bad season for nothing.
What's worse is the White Sox have officially 51 wins now over there in the AL. Yep. So let's look at the AL wild card. We got the Jays, Tigers, and Astros leading their division. And then you come down here to where it says the danger zone. And Ethan, your Yankees are right in the point of the danger zone.
Oh, they're in the danger zone for sure. They're only 4.5 games over the 4th place spot for
the
wild
third
card.
place. Yeah. Because you and Boston are tied. The Rangers are 1.5 back from Seattle. Kansas City 2.5 back. Tampa Bay 3.5 back. Guardians 4-6, 4 games back, and then you got the Angels 7.5, and then I hate to say it, the Athletics are 9, Orioles are 10, Twins 10.5, White Sox 22.5. So I hate to say it, White Sox, you guys are out of here.
Honestly, the only teams eligible are those bottom 3 down to Tampa Bay, because I don't see Cleveland normally gets hot the last month of the year, but they have not been getting hot nor staying hot.
Yeah. So the problem is, here's the one thing I don't want to see. If I was a Yankee fan, I do not want to see the Mariners in the lineup in the playoffs. I'd rather see everyone else. Because here's the thing.
I don't want to see Boston. The Yankees can't beat Boston at all this year.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that.
I want to see.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that. You never know which version of the Boston Red Sox you're going to get.
Right now, it's hot Boston, okay? They playing good baseball.
Well, maybe y'all should have made some more trades.
Not with Boston. No, thank you.
No, I'm just talking about because you really didn't get anything to help your starting rotation.
No, we got a rejuvenated bullpen that we sent Jake Bird back down to AAA.
Oh, good old Jake Bird. Listen, I just want to thank the Rays for a moment. Thank you for Hai-Sung Kim. Now I have a shortstop for the future. Now I can just, spend money elsewhere.
We'll see.
Because out of these teams that could make the wild card, besides the Red Sox, who do you not want to play?
Tampa Bay. Because, if Tampa Bay makes it in, they get to play in that Little League ballpark.
Hey, listen.
It's my Little League ballpark, but still.
I was going to say, it's basically a home game for you guys, okay? Let's be real.
Fair, but... honestly, there's not really anybody I don't want to play. I'm really more worried about the series that could knock us completely out of our division. If we lose to Toronto and then we lose to Detroit, it's not going to look good for the Yankees.
Yeah, if you lose 2 to Toronto, I think you're out.
Oh, by a long shot. Like that's easy, because you got to think at the same time you have to bet on Boston losing the rest of their games, and they're going on to play the Guardians right now, and then who was it after that? The White Sox?
Yeah.
Come on now.
No, Athletics.
Okay, so not a gimme game, but close enough.
Yeah, and the problem too is, depending on how you do against the Blue Jays the following weekend, you have to travel to you play the Red Sox.
Yeah.
In Boston.
And that can be very, very scary very quickly.
What's worse is, this series could put you out or put you in it. Then next week, you could lose to Boston and put yourself out, and then Toronto could beat Boston and put themselves back in. Because last week of the season, Boston plays Toronto. So, I hate to say it, y'all just beat each other up, Scotty.
Listen, we became what I expected the Central to become at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
This to be the Central.
Agreed, because I remember when we did the episode about picking divisions, I was like, Central is just going to beat each other up. I'm just going to say it. I did pick Toronto to win. So if Toronto just handles business, it just makes me look like a smarter man. Just saying.
And listen, I'm going to be cheering from left field as I hope that they don't do that.
You will get a text message. So you know. Okay. So
I need Stanton to put one right in left field for me.
I don't understand your obsession with the man that can't field.
Hey, now he can hit. I don't know what your obsession is with Ronald Acuna, who can't stay off the IL.
Okay, first of all, Ronald is not my favorite Brave player. Okay.
Well, Riley's on the IL right now too.
Your back hurts too when you pick up a toddler. Okay, just saying. Got to give the man. No.
That's all right. He'll be traded away.
Who's y'all's third baseman again? Oh yeah, exactly.
He's
someone from the Rockies that sucks.
Okay, well, Okay.
You would
Fair.
take Riley over Ronald. I would not take Stanton over all three of my outfielders.
That's gross. You're terrible. You take him over your DH though.
No, because I don't have to worry about my DH playing tennis.
No, you just have to worry about Azuña and his other problems.
Hey, listen. Those other problems I can't help with, but tennis, keep him off the tennis court.
Okay, fair.
So I don't know. I feel like the last 2 weeks of the season are going to tell us everything, or tell us
I'm
nothing.
excited for it. Like Chris, so I do want to we're gonna try to put together a reel for this game because I want to be able to capture the beauty of what's gonna feel like postseason baseball in New York. It's gonna be beautiful. I'm gonna send it to you.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what your thought is on a major league game. And I say that, and I only say that is, I've been to 2 major league stadiums, and I prefer one over the other. Okay, I've been to Truist Park, and I've also been to what is the Rays Stadium called? Tropicana. Okay.
Okay.
I prefer Truist because of leg room. Okay, being 6'1", I need some knee room. My knee should not be impaling the person in front of me. Okay.
Fair.
So, knowing how tall you are you going to be comfortable in a Yankee bleachers? That's the real question.
I would be concerned if this was the old stadium, but this is the new stadium. Okay. Like, this is the new Yankee Stadium. It shouldn't be that bad. But my other concern is after this game, when I'm in Baltimore in 2 weeks, what the leg room is going to be like in Camden Yards, because that's one of the old ballparks.
So I have to ask a question, and this is going to be pure for the listeners and my entertainment, not for you, actually. What happens if you lose both Yankee games you go to? How are you going to consult that? Because I've only been to, actually no, the Braves have won every game I've been to, unfortunately. Yeah, so I haven't lost yet. So I need to know: are you prepared in case they lose?
I have multiple hats. I'm gonna try multiple hats. If one hat fails and we lose with that hat goes into the abyss in the corner of the closet.
The juju is real. I'm just saying, man. If you win, you can't change up. You just know that. I just need you to know that.
If I win, then I'll just wear the same shirt and the same pants and the same hat and all that next time. They might just be washed.
Hey,
I'm not with this stinky clothes.
No. You have to wash to keep the juju alive. If you don't wash it, the juju becomes stank juju, and stank juju doesn't get you friends at the ballpark.
Listen, ask Dylan. He's got socks.
Yeah. We won't talk about his socks. I've doused those things in some Febreze a couple times. There is one thing I wanted to bring up. If you had to choose, okay, which opponent you want to play? If say that you finish last in the wild card, okay, you're playing the Astros, or would you rather play Boston in the wild card round? Which one of those opponents scare you the most right off the bat?
Right now,
because you got to think.
Boston.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm scared of Boston is because of the fact that we have not been able to beat them all season long. If we met with Boston in the first round of the wild card, which is probably how it'll play out if that's how it works, we're bounced. We're bounced in the wild card. We haven't been able to get their number all year long.
Yeah.
We've won 2 games. They've beat us 8.
And what's worse is, how bad would it be to beat them and then have to play the Tigers round 2? That would be the worst part.
That would be just how much you demolish that bullpen.
Yeah. And what's worse right now is Toronto has the best record because they have the tiebreaker over the Tigers.
Ooh. See, that's scary.
Yeah. So you'd have to fight for your life against Boston, and then play Tigers, or you finish last in the wild card, have to play the Astros, then play Toronto. So it's one of those. You're kind of doomed if you are. Either way,
Yeah,
because it doesn't help that because if you're in the wild card, you got to think if that last weekend you have to pitch your aces, then you'd have to turn around and pitch Max Fried on short rest.
yes.
So that's where, hate to say it, the Tigers and Toronto have the advantage right now. But I've seen in years past where getting the bye does not help you in the playoffs. Ask the Braves, ask the Dodgers. Just stay away from Philadelphia, okay? Because all you got to do is play Kyle Schwarber and you're in trouble. Okay?
Kyle Schwarber likes to hit 4 bombs. I've noticed that teams like to hit 4 home runs on the Atlanta Braves.
Listen, and those people they hit them against couldn't even tell you who they are. Okay?
Couldn't tell me. Probably because
No.
they went on the IL the next day.
No, it's probably because our pitcher is on the IL. That's why they're pitching. Okay? How dare you?
They just get added to the IL. That's how they save face.
Listen. Oh, man.
They pull a
On that
Marcus
note,
Stroman.
it's not even,
Although,
there's
speaking of Marcus Stroman moments and all the lovely fights that he got himself in over the years, just last night on September 2nd, what was the deal with Rafael Devers and starting a fight after hitting a home run? What did he do?
So, I've seen multiple things where apparently he hit the home run and then decided to slowly trot and and then the pitcher told him to hurry up so he could get back in his routine. Apparently they started yelling back and forth. The bench is cleared, the bullpen's cleared. Apparently there were some punches thrown. Yeah, it got pretty brutal there for a minute.
Okay, I've got to understand, and I have a difference of opinion than a lot of traditional baseball fans. What's the problem with it? If you don't want to give up the home run, pitch better. Okay?
Well,
he beat you at your game, hit your ball 450 feet dead center. If he wants to look at it and admire it and make you feel like crap, guess what? Do better.
Well, I agree with that statement 100%. But the problem is, hit it and at least jog a little bit faster without the bat flip. If you're going to do one, don't do both. You either bat flip and run, or you don't bat flip and you trot. Okay? You can't trot and bat flip. You got to pick one.
Okay.
Because, I already gave up the
fair.
home run. I don't need you to slowly take your little behind around the bases.
Rubbing it in my face.
Yeah. And I have to give it. And I have to give it to the Colorado pitcher. You didn't back down, buddy. You didn't back down. You threw some haymakers, okay? It didn't help that Matt Chapman came running in. Okay, that's a big man, okay? You know?
That's a big man.
I mean, since we're brought up that, how about the Astros beating up their own players?
Yeah, okay. So, Framber, last night I was watching the game when that happened. It's against New York. And I don't know what it was, but the catcher waves him off. It's been an extra second or so. Like, Framber's a little out of his rhythm, whatever. And the catcher knew it. Catcher says, hey, take a second, step off the mound. Even motions him with his hand.
Because the pitch clock was down to, like, close to where it was going to be a ball.
And so he goes in and immediately, right after that, starts his motion, pitches the ball. Gives up a grand slam to Trent Grisham. Okay. You've already messed up your routine. You've given up 2 hits and what was it? I think it was 2 hits and a walk. Anyway, you've given up bases loaded. Take the extra second. You didn't even listen to the guy. And then the very next pitch, you get he said, and I quote, miscommunication, but beamed his catcher right in the chest. Like, that catcher was setting up low and away. And
you hit him 95 in the chest. Yeah. Okay.
Like, that's one of those, it's almost like you meant to tell him, don't wave me off the mound. Like, bro, that's his job. The catcher is supposed to tell you, hey, I can see the clock, step off, or hey, maybe your rhythm's off. Let's take a second.
Yeah.
That's his job.
Yeah. And my thing is too, he didn't throw the ball that the home run. Okay, the catcher was trying to help you, so you didn't give up a bomb. But I hate to say it, you didn't listen to the poor catcher that already gets beat up every other game, and then you go to beat him up. I've seen some things where some catchers that said they would probably throw some hands in the dugout because their job is to help you pitch better.
Yeah.
Not only did you not listen to him, then you tried to kill the man.
And
that's a young catcher. Okay, I get it. He's young. He's only been in the league less than 4 years, but you still got to kind of give your teammates some respect.
I mean, he said, and in a post-game interview, that it wasn't intentional. He said that this was a miscommunication, a miscue between us. He's like, that was the pitch I wanted to throw, yada yada yada. But I still think that, yes, you can wave off your catcher, but to throw a completely different pitch, that's dangerous.
Yes.
You're not just pitching to a batter. Someone has to catch that ball back there, and you playing around and throwing a sinker. It looked like a sinker, honestly. It looked like a sinker middle in. You threw a sinker instead of the slider or changeup that he wanted away.
Yeah.
And you beamed him in the chest.
Yeah.
Chest protector or not, that's messed up.
Kind of
accidental
childish.
or not, it doesn't look that way to everybody else.
I was going to say, if that looks accidentally, then I don't know what accidents are anymore. Just saying.
If that looked accidental, then all the times that we've thrown baseballs at you were accidental.
Listen, yeah. Or every time that we threw BP and we accidentally hit a kid. Okay. We never intentionally did it.
I never intentionally did.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I take that back. I intentionally threw tennis balls at kids to get them not afraid of
the tennis ball trick worked. Okay. To our listeners, okay. When our team moved up from 8U to 10U, and it went from machine pitch to kid pitch, I talked all the parents into my wonderful idea that the coaches walked around in our coaches' jackets with tennis balls. And during drills, we would hit them either in the back lightly or in the leg. But we did it to where they didn't know it was coming. We'd either stand to the side of them and they wouldn't be looking, and we'd hit them. So when it came to baseball games, they would just walk it off and go to first base. Those are the only times I intentionally. But I will say, they eventually got used to us hitting them, and then they would throw them back at us, which we didn't expect for retaliation, okay? I will tell you, it was all fun and games till they got the tennis ball. Okay.
I was always down to get hit by a tennis ball, okay? At least it was tennis balls, not an actual baseball.
I wasn't, because I would always have more than one ball coming at me, okay? So, yeah. I feel like we should do a bracket once the postseason starts. And no bias. Take all bias out. Okay, I get it. You want the Yankees. And I want anybody but the Dodgers. Okay. It's going to be the biggest choke of the year. Just saying.
And you know what's sad is, like,
what I feel
like? You know what I feel like as a Yankee fan? I feel like a Dodger fan of the last, 10 years. Because the Dodgers can get there every year, even make it to the World Series and still choke it away. That's what the Yankees have been doing to my heart for the last 15
all right,
years.
I don't want to hear anything. Would you like me to tell you about the 97 World Braves, 98, 99? No, which one of those years would you like me to?
Well, I mean, fair.
Or where we have a 3-game lead against the Dodgers and we somehow choke it in the LCS and they win and then they go on to deal with the trash cans. You don't know what hurt is. How many championships do y'all have exactly? Don't want to hear it. Don't know. You don't know what hurt is.
How many of those have been outside of 2001? in 2009. Like, not many of I take it back. Like 5 of them have been in my lifetime.
Oh, exactly. I've only had 2 World Series in my lifetime. I don't want to hear nothing.
Okay, none of them I remember. Okay, I wasn't quite old enough or into baseball to remember 2009, so I need
Okay.
one that I remember. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good point. I will say, on a side note from the playoffs, I've seen a lot of comments this week on our post. I get it. I totally forgot about Raleigh and Charlotte. Okay. Working on some ideas. Okay. I kind of like the Charlotte idea. Okay. Now that people are saying, downtown Charlotte, you got NASCAR, you got a racetrack, you got a basketball team, you
Charlotte
got
Speedsters.
Dude, that is. I kind of dig that. I might have to work on some logos for that. That'd be low key.
Charlotte Speedsters or the Raleigh Pines.
No, because I already got the Pines and I already got yeah.
What a,
We're changing
I don't know
Portland to the
about
Oaks, so
There's really nothing fun in Raleigh that I
you
know
ready?
of. That I know of.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't.
I don't know.
So yeah. Do you want to give a fantasy update? Because I'm sitting over here on a bye, nothing really to do this week, man.
The week 1.
It's
week 1 of the
playoff week
playoffs.
of the Inside the Foul podcast. And to our listeners, we already got one. We need some more people in. We want to make this bigger. It's a dynasty league. So the people with the buys this week are me and Watson. I finished.
Luckies.
And then you got a Hot Pocket Corner versus Throw Me a Bone. Throw Me a Bone, 214 points already. Okay? It's only day 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, Hot Pocket Corner, it's got 107. And then there's some guy called Lift Small Bunt the Ball. 152 to his opponent, 92.
Rupert.
Yeah, 92.
I'm sorry, Papa Rupert. I got to bounce you out the postseason. I got to go prove to these guys that I'm just, I haven't been competing all season for no reason.
Well, and then, our consultant bracket, Tap and Brock finish trying to fight it off to see who's not going to finish last.
Hey, Brock got an extra win somewhere. He went 20-2 or 2-20.
2-20, and then the people on the bye, the Ghost Riders, 165, and Watson 78 points. So I'm just gonna say it.
Don't worry. Next week I'm gonna bounce you out too. Don't worry.
Don't worry. You're gonna bounce me out.
I'm coming for Watson. I'm coming on a vengeance tour. I just got to channel what I did to you the beginning of the year, finish it out, and then I got to channel my inner Chris to beat Watson.
Yeah, so September 8th starts that round 2, and I'm going to be honest with you though. That is going to be a very tough week for you.
That's going to be some interesting matchups. That's the only thing I'm concerned with.
Well, I have the favorable matchups that week. Just going to say it.
Favorable matchups, not all of them. Because the week that you and I play next week, is the week. Is that the week the Yankees play Detroit? I don't remember.
Detroit and the Red Sox. Okay, just gonna say it.
I mean, we can normally do something against Detroit. It's the Red Sox that I'm concerned with.
So it's an interesting, wonderful time of baseball because you're gonna get the most competitive baseball right now, unless you're a White Sox fan.
My favorite baseball that I would love to be watching right now, I won't get to watch this weekend. To be back home watching some Little League baseball, but it'll be all right.
Yeah, first game is Friday for me, because I played a little vacation one more time before the season started.
Dylan plays Friday and Saturday this week. Listen, he started out pitching really well game 1, so I'm looking forward to seeing him play hard this season. He looked a lot better attitude this year.
Yeah. Well, I pulled up something that's quite interesting. It is the team stats for hitting. Which team do you think has the most hits right now? The
I
top
don't
five
know.
is five interesting teams. So number one, you have Toronto, Milwaukee, Red Sox, Athletics, Philadelphia for hits.
Philadelphia, I'm not surprised.
So which team do you think has the most home runs at 236?
New York,
Which one?
Yankees.
Yes. Followed by
Yeah,
the Dodgers at 204, Seattle at 199, Arizona 194, and the Angels at 193.
the Angels, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then RBIs is quite funny because it is a whole different order. You have the Yankees, Dodgers, D-backs, Cubs, Blue Jays.
That's interesting. The Yankees
Yeah.
still ruling that. It's kind of awesome.
Yeah. Well, here's what's funny. Okay. This is why I brought this up. This is a very fun thing. The team with the most strikeouts out of the top five,
Hold on.
you
Strikeouts attained or times they've struck out?
times they've struck out.
The Yankees.
No, no,
No.
no. But one of the teams in the top five is actually leading a division, which is kind of shocking when I saw this stat. So you have the Angels with 1,356 team strikeouts. The Rockies at 1,291. Third place, Detroit Tigers with 1,242 team strikeouts, followed by Seattle with 1,236, and the Red Sox at 1,235. Then it's the Yankees at number 6 at 1,223.
Okay.
You know,
See, I knew the Yankees would be in there somewhere. We like to swing and miss it a lot.
yes, and the Braves are number 10 in that category. But I thought that was a fun little thing. And this one's kind of funny too because I'm going to do the top 6 of this because it's very odd teams. Stolen bases, sir. Okay.
Okay.
What team do you think leads the stolen base category?
Tampa Bay.
Yes, at 175. Who do you think follows them? I didn't see this one team coming, okay?
Pittsburgh.
2, 3, no. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, I did not see. Because I don't think of them as stealing teams.
The Royals.
No.
So Cruz is not. He's the only one that steals on the Reds. So
Correct.
the Dodgers.
No.
St. Louis.
No. So I'll give it to you. Milwaukee is number 2, the Cubs at number 3, Seattle at number 4, the Mets at number 5, and Washington Nationals number 6.
Hold on, the Mets and the Nationals
are 5 and 6, yes.
I mean, I could see it with the Nationals, a young team, but not the Mets.
Yeah, y'all are in 10th place with 112 steals, and the Braves are. So we're not stealing a lot this year. We are 26 with 69. Because we're trying to stay healthy.
69 or die.
And then the averages is pretty interesting. Who's got the higher averages? It is the Blue Jays with a 268 team average, followed by Milwaukee, 259, 258 with the Phillies, Red Sox, 255, Sacramento Athletics at 253, tied with the Dodgers at 5th place. Okay, just going to say, these are some interesting, team stats. Now, pitching. This is where it gets interesting, okay? Can't do wins or losses because we already know that. But, so strikeouts. Which team do you think has the most strikeouts as a team, pitching wise? This is kind of shocking because I didn't think this team had this many.
Pitching strikeouts?
Yep, pitching strikeouts. The top 5 is no. Top 5 is very interesting. Number 1 is an AL team, if it helps you.
Okay.
So it goes AL, NL, AL, AL, NL for the top 5.
That's, I don't know.
So it goes Houston, Philly, Yankees, Blue Jays, Dodgers.
What?
Yeah, it's very interesting because
How are the Yankees even included in that?
so y'all have 1,235 as a team, only 2 strikeout lead against the Blue Jays. I guess as a team, y'all are just striking out people.
Yeah.
You know, I will say this is a fun category. Okay, I did not realize this. But which team do you think gave up the least amount of home runs as a pitching staff?
As a pitching staff, the least amount of home runs,
Yes.
probably Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is number 3.
Okay. The Angels.
The Angels are not in the top 5, sir.
Okay.
Number 1 is very shocking, and I didn't even think this because I know we've hit home runs against them. I think
White
maybe y'all
Sox.
have to. No, the Giants. At 122 home runs total. Followed by the Mets, Pirates, Royals, Red Sox.
Okay.
The Yankees are in 10th place with 149 home runs. We don't want to talk about the Braves. It's like Bruno. We don't talk about it, but we're in 19th at 168. Okay, so we're not as bad. The worst team is the Rockies, Athletics, Blue Jays, Angels, Baltimore. Is your bottom 5, and they have.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but I feel like the Rockies are in a disadvantage because their ballpark. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. The Rockies are just not. They're not gonna. They're not gonna be anything for the next few years.
Yeah. Just like your Yankees.
Hey, we can actually win our division if we keep up some smart stuff. Just keep Volpe off the field, and we won't make any errors.
Why didn't y'all go after Hyun Kim?
Because we have Jose Caballero.
Yeah, where's he at again?
He's been playing. He's been playing for us.
Should be playing more. Just saying.
I feel like we definitely should. Definitely should. Volpe is a good bat. Yeah,
So,
I can't even say that. He's an okay bat.
So I've got a crazy question for you. This is going to get good. If you don't make the postseason, do you want to change up the whole front office and Boone, or just change up the front office? Or what do you think you need to get over the hump of making a World Series?
Okay. That requires better defensive players. We made the move decently with Ryan McMahon. Okay. Problem is Ryan McMahon is a great defender, not a great hitter. Same thing with Volpe is a subpar everything. Okay. We trade him away, get rid of him, give him to a team that he can succeed with. Jose Caballero is a better defender and a decent bat. I think we keep Belly.
Yeah.
I want to say Boone needs to go just to get fresh blood in there. But
who do you go get?
As you've said before, who do you go get? And the problem is that a lot of speculation and Yankees fans want Jorge Posada. But my thing is, do we really need to keep going back to former players as our managers? Because you're not, as you've brought up already, Chris, is like the Yankees fans become so fickle that if you brought in a former Yankee like Posada, the Yankees are just going to hate him if he has a rough season and starts to lose. I mean, look at Aaron Boone. Yankees fans have loved him up until the last couple of years, and now they're calling for him to be fired. Like, now you're not as favored by the fans, and that's rough for someone who played for the team.
Yeah, I think if y'all fire Boone, you need to go so far out of the organization that people are like, who? Just because, as much as I would love Chipper Jones to manage the team, I don't want that to tarnish Chipper's career because not every player makes a great manager. You know, not every.
And that it goes to show because we've seen some great skippers that were players and
Yes,
some that were not fit for the job to begin with. Personally, I don't know. I don't know that the big time best players need to be your managers. Sometimes you find those guys that only had a 2-3 year career that know more about coaching baseball than they do about playing in the first place.
exactly.
But
Because I had the only reason I bring that up, somebody on my vacation over the weekend asked me, "How do I fix the Braves?" I said, "Easy, stay healthy. When you start, and I only say this is, yes, our manager probably needs to retire. I mean, he's been in the Braves organizations 40 years. Okay, that's longer than I've been alive. I think it's time for some new blood." But for what he's done with this team all season, you got to think he just got Spencer and Ronald right before the All-Star break.
yep.
You know, we had 3 pitchers get injured before the All-Star break. One get injured in spring training or the first week of the season. Profar got suspended. You know, we have
And
0 pitchers.
y'all had Verdugo for a while.
Yeah. And then, we fixed him, but the problem is if we were up against a lefty, which the NL is, I hate to say it, very heavily NL lefty pitching, starting pitcher, he didn't really pan out. Then we got Profar back. Profar works out, but the problem is now we have Kim at short. I kind of like the move at Kim, but the problem is none of these guys pitch the ball. And that's our problem right now is, hate to say it, Uncle Jesse would be a better option than some of these guys, okay? And it's
Y'all
sad to say.
chased him into retirement. He didn't want to
Okay.
play the waiver rule and play the wire, get DFA.
I have no control over that, sir, okay? Have no control over that.
Y'all chased him into retirement. He didn't want to play the Braves game no more.
I have no control over that. Have no control over that.
Listen,
So,
if we had control over these teams, I don't know that we would probably be chased out of those towns just as quickly because as much as we claim to know about baseball, I don't think we would make the cut for very long.
okay, so in my defense, I've never been fired on MLB The Show, but some of the moves I make are unrealistic, okay? The Pirates are not giving me Paul Skeens for Sean Murphy and Ozuna, okay? I'm just saying, okay? And Toronto's not giving me Vlad and Bo Bichette for,
And
2 prospects.
you're gonna go over budget with trying to get 2 people off the waiver wires anyway. So
Listen, we won't talk about how many trades I make the first week of the dynasty. So yeah. All right. So, episode 32, we'll have to get a full recap on how Ethan loved Yankee Stadium leading into Camden Yard. What if you love Camden Yard more than you love Yankee Stadium? What are you going to do?
Blasphemy. Listen, I as bad as it sounds, like I've already been to Yankee Stadium this week. Like I had to day one. We went to New York. It's the Bronx. You get what you expect around Yankee Stadium, but then there's just this giant, beaming, beautiful diamond of glorious light right there in the middle of the Bronx called Yankee Stadium.
All I hear is bias and bias and bias. All right, guys.
Listen, couldn't go to Queens, so.
I mean, the Shea Stadium's better. Back in the day. Just saying, no one likes the new stadium. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up for episode 31. We will see you back with episode 2, and hopefully Ethan's tears aren't flowing that day.
Until next time, Chris, strike out.
Already doing it. We'll play the Cubs. Later.
Later.